Hi, it's Rob Curtis from Simet Wheels once again. Back to talk about bearings. It's a subject that a lot of people don't really understand a lot of things about, and I myself am very far from being a bearing expert. But I kind of wanted to demonstrate and show some of the things that we do in-house and some of the things that people notice about bearings that come through us. We do a lot of track wheels in-house. We do have a velodrome close to us, a few of them actually within an hour's drive and even more within a 2-hour drive. So we kind of specialize in offering some track offerings. Track is a little different animal than regular wheels and hubs. You don't race in the rain for starters, so when it comes to bearings, we don't necessarily need as much of the seal action as we have on regular bearings. One of the main culprits in drag in a bearing is going to be the seal and the contact seal. It's always really difficult to design a seal that will actually keep water, dirt, and debris and contaminants out of the bearing, while at the same time doing it without having excessive contact between the inner and the outer races, creating a drag between the inner and the outer race of the bearing. There's different levels of seals that you can have. All bearings would have angular contact bearings if you could design really good angular contact seals, which a lot of companies are trying, but they're not exactly succeeding extremely well at. We could talk more about what Chris King does in another video maybe that makes it kind of the best of both worlds. But right now I kind of wanted to show a little bit of a difference. We have, these are the track hubs that we normally use as a basic track hub, and they have really high quality, high precision German FAG bearings in them stock. Now these are extremely high precision steel bearings that have a good tolerance, good life to them, and don't really have much drag at all to begin with. But as you can see, there is bearing drag, or seal drag I should say. And seal drag is one thing, and it's completely different than the loaded drag or performance of the bearing once it's under load. So it's not really a good measure of how things go to just walk up and spin something and see how long it spins. It makes for a really good video, but when it actually comes to loaded performance, a lot of bearings are actually very similar, even though they may look like they have a lot of drag to begin with. I'm going to kind of counteract that though here and show you kind of the difference. So this is right off the shelf, no modifications made. This is how they come to us, and this is what we have. We do offer bearing upgrades. So while this is a really high quality stainless bearing, or I'm sorry, steel bearing, I'm not sure it's stainless, but a steel bearing, we do have the option of upgrading to a ceramic, and these we could buy from Kogel bearings. And to even go a step further, we remove the inner seals on those bearings as well too. And what that does is it helps basically cut the initial bearing seal down in half, which is almost unfortunate because Kogel goes to great lengths to create an effective but minimal contact seal on their bearings. And this is what they call their road seal. They also have a cross seal, which provides more protection but has more contact and seal drag. So we've already reduced what is their low seal or low drag option in their seals, put them back in, and then we actually put them into our lathe and load them, give them a longitudinal load, and then we spin them for quite a while to give them a sort of break-in period so that at least the seals are kind of broken in. So we still have effective seals on the outside. We're not too worried because, once again, track takes place. It doesn't take place in the rain. You don't race a track race in the rain. We still want external seals though to keep dirt and debris from transport or storage or what have you from getting into the bearings themselves. But the difference, even in the unloaded performance, is amazingly large for the exact same hub, given two extremely high quality bearings, just with a couple minutes of break-in and with removing those internal seals. and it's hard to show on actual video, but even holding them and feeling the difference, these bearings don't even exist to the hand, any feeling at all. These you can definitely still feel the drag and the rotational. When you actually rotate those, you can feel the drag in the seals and everything else. Now, how's that translate into loaded bearing performance? That's yet to be determined, but Kogel bearings for us have always been a really high quality upgrade and have always provided good performance out in the field for the years that we've used them. So we highly recommend them. We do offer them as an upgrade, and we always have the ability to remove internal seals and provide that kind of low drag hub performance in your track wheel set, where every little infinitesimal quarter of a mile an hour is huge on the track. So a little bit more about bearings.